Treasures hidden in the darkness is a term I came across in the book of Isaiah 45, verse 3, where the prophet was talking about God calling Cyrus to a particular mission, and he will open unto him the treasures of darkness and hidden riches in secret places. And as I began to think about this particular term, it dawned on me from an experiential point of view that treasures are indeed hidden in darkness. Because looking at the Bible from the book of Genesis, when Hagar and Ishmael, the water finished, and God showed up, and then they had access to a well. Looking also at the experience of Jacob, when Laban cheated him uncountable times, that in a dream he was shown what to do to determine the outcome in the business. So also on a daily basis, we come to our wit's end. We'll come to what can be termed darkness in various aspects of lives, where we don't know what to do, where we don't understand the next step. It seems as if everything is just turning apart. But I've looked at it experientially and realized that in those dark places, there are treasures that are really hidden. And that is why Paul, in the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 15, he says that all things are for our sake. Also in Romans 8:28, he says that all things work together for our good. Because in the course of life, I've had to find myself in the midst of darkness uncountable times. And the ones that I process accurately have always come out with great treasures. And when I talk about processing them accurately, it's when I follow those occasions with faith, where in the midst of the darkness, not knowing what to do next, not knowing what to be the outcome, I go to God with a heart of gratitude, thanking Him for that issue at hand, thanking Him that He has created an opportunity for the love of God to be shed abroad in my life in a way that is beyond anything I can imagine or understand. Thanking Him that He has created opportunity for me to have a new testimony. There was a project I did sometime last year. It was Christmas card for a client, and then we had to redo it, and they agreed they were going to pay for it. But at the end of the day, the payment wasn't forthcoming. We pressed and pressed, and the payment wasn't forthcoming. A time came that I took it up to God and began to thank Him and began to worship Him, began to glorify Him, began to declare that all things concerning that particular project have worked out for my good, that all things concerning the delayed project had worked out for my good. But true to the declarations I was making, we handled projects. The calendar for the new year came, and they reached out and said, okay, we remember we're still owing you for last year's project. Now can you come in, let's work on this and see how it goes. And I can assure you that the income far exceeded what they were owing us in addition to the new project. So there are times like that when it seems as if things are falling apart. Those are the times when the loving kindness of God is waiting to manifest itself in ways and manners you cannot understand. And for me, I've looked at it and I classify those times as the days of our visitation. Because God shows up mighty, God shows up powerful beyond anything I can think. And that is why the book of James, chapter 1, tells us to count it all joy when we fall into diverse temptations. For it worketh patience endurance, but allow it to finish its work so that you will come out perfect, lacking nothing. And so, what do I do when I'm faced with the issues of life? When my wisdom, knowledge, understanding, connection seem to be failing me, I go to God and I begin to thank Him. I begin to praise Him. I begin to worship Him. I begin to use my imagination, seeing the best out of that project. He has never failed. God is faithful. And just like the way Jeremiah 9:24 says that He delights in exercising loving kindness, righteousness, and judgment, that these are the things He takes pleasure in doing. You can take that word to the bank. It will never fail. God bless you and have a wonderful day. Thank you.